Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about unconditional other acceptance and just kind of how it's really affected my life. And if you can just make sure you like and subscribe down at the bottom, leave any questions or comments about stuff you want me to go over in the future. So the biggest reason I'm going over unconditional other acceptance is because I think it's one of the hardest ones to really adopt into your life. And it's it's one of those things that once you really start to incorporate it, it makes a big difference for yourself, because you really start to understand yourself and understand human behaviors as well. So one thing that I've really done is try to really challenge myself in situations with other people, or that I maybe not like, or that that not, you don't have to like someone if you accept them, just so you know, and you don't have to approve of their behaviors or anything like that, but you can still obviously accept them for who they are as a person. But the challenge that I really decided to do was, anytime I got myself in an uncomfortable situation, was to take time later to really look at why I got frustrated at that person for what they did. And what I really found is that a lot of the times it was my fault that I was getting frustrated, actually every single time. Just because someone does something that you may not agree with doesn't mean that it motivates any kind of response, right? So for me, first thing is experiencing irritation or anger towards another person because of lack of acceptance for maybe their behaviors or their acts, or things that they do, maybe different beliefs, doesn't do anything helpful for me. It makes me irritated and uncomfortable. But if I accept them and I really look at them, and what I mean by that is I will take time separately to really look at them. I'll look at where they came from, where they were raised, their backgrounds, their environment, their job, income level, pretty much everything about that person, so I can really understand their motivation. And when you really start to look at other people, and you understand that there's a good reason why they act the way that they act, and it's okay. No one has to agree with you. No one has to do everything that you say, and you're not going to always get everyone's approval. It's not going to be a thing that happens. And by design, we are fallible as humans, and we make mistakes. We will always make mistakes. And when you decide to not accept someone, you decide to not accept yourself, because in reality everyone is the same, essentially, besides these ideas and everything else. Essentially, we're human, we're alive. The chapter 4 in The Myth of Self-Esteem talks about people are intrinsically good because they are living. So because you are alive and human, and then guess what? You have intrinsic value, therefore you're serving your purpose. And one thing that really helped me too was looking at other people when it came to things that they did, and understanding that nothing that they're doing is actually bad, even if I don't agree with it. And also not trying to rate people based on the things that they do. It really made a big difference in my life. And the thing that it really helped me the most with is I just don't get frustrated at people like I used to. It's such a good feeling. It's such an amazing feeling to have someone stare at you in the face and be really rude to you, or be in a situation where someone is acting a certain way, and you're able to just be calm and have an adult conversation. And when you really start to accept other people, it helps you understand who you are as a person. And it really helped me accept myself a lot more, to understand, like, hey, I'm seeing this other person frustrated, irritated, upset, maybe they're rude, maybe they're this, and then guess what? I'm like, I've acted that way. And I understand myself, and I'm able to, and then change my own behaviors by accepting others, and invite opportunities to meet new people and have just really cool conversations. I met this woman. I was telling Nick about this about 3 weeks ago, and I knocked on her door, because I sell things door to door, and she comes outside. Before I could speak, she said, "You have really nice shoes," and I said, "Thank you." And then she said, "Why are you outside? It's really hot. You should come inside." And I was like, okay. So I came inside, and I started talking to her about what I was doing, and eventually we came to talk about her grandson, and her grandson had died a couple years ago, and she just talked about how he was nice, and and then she started to say, like, I reminded her of him because of the way that I talked and act and stuff. And I said, well, I had a grandmother who died of Alzheimer's 6 years ago or something, and she was the best. She gave the best hugs. I loved her so much. And she just stood up and she goes, well, I'll be your grandma today. And she just grabbed me and hugged me. I mean, just hugged me. I mean, like a hard hug, And I thought to myself, like, how can I adopt that kind of behavior, to have that much compassion, to, in a moment, welcome someone into my home, not knowing them, and being able to have automatic, affection and care like that. And it was a really amazing experience, and it changed the way I look at people, and it made me really think about how I have so much room to improve. And experiences like that are life-changing. And all I can say is, when you really start to accept other people, you just invite so many opportunities for amazing and beautiful relationships to emerge that you never expected, and be able to communicate in a manner that is exceptional, and you can express yourself and not get frustrated. And it's a really cool experience. So anyways, well, I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for your time.